Okay, gentlemen, thank you. Can we find our seats, please? Thanks, boys. As we continue our day of celebration in what is a really important day on our calendar here at Padua. Thank you, boys. I'd like to add my thanks and congratulations for how you conducted yourself in the Eucharist. I hope and I know that that will continue in this assembly, a sports assembly. You've got a little bit more room this time, and I know it's 2 in a row, but you will be outside soon doing tabloid sports. I'm going to ask for that extra inconvenience today, but you all know what I'm going to say, and that's that masks need to be up over mouths and over noses, please, for boys years 7 to 12. I'd also like to thank our rock band for playing us in today's assembly. You'll hear a little bit more from them soon. Our MC is Dan Healy. I'll pass to Dan.
Please thank the FCIP Rock Band for their music as we entered the hall this morning. Let's enjoy their music a little bit more as I open this assembly with some great sounds.
Union's been on strike, he's down on his luck, so tough, so tough. Gina works a diner all day, working for a man, she brings home a pay for love. She says we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot. We're giving it a shot. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, and we'll make it, I swear. Oh, living on a prayer. Tommy's got a 6-stringing heart. Now he's holding it in when he used to make it work so tough. Gina dreams are running away. When she cries in the night, Tommy whispers, baby, it's okay. She says we gotta hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back from first break. Welcome also to all those families who are viewing this assembly by live streaming. I hope the boys in years 5 to 8 enjoyed their sausage sizzle this morning. After this assembly, lunch will be ready for boys from years 9 to 12. A huge thanks to Mrs. Winnie and Mr. Beattie and our barbecue teams for preparing our lunch today for us all.
This morning, we gather in this place to honour the founder of the Franciscan order, St. Francis. Quite simply, if there was no St. Francis, there would be no Padre. We owe much to his way of life and his faith in God, so we gather here now to honour the outstanding sportsmen and teams who have done themselves and Padre proud in Term 3. To begin our Term 3 Sports Awards, please welcome Mr. Maguire to the stage to begin proceedings.
Thanks, gentlemen. Good morning, Mr. Elmore, Father John, Father Joe, to our staff, to students, and to our viewers on the live stream. We're just going to show you a short clip first before we continue.
And there it is, game, set and match, Elcot. He's into the final gold medal match. 6-4, 3-6, 6-4. What an amazing match. Great show of sportsmanship there from both of them.
Dylan Elcot, the Aussie tennis champion, described his semi-final win over Dutch teenager Niels Vink as the best match of his life, as at that stage it kept his Golden Slam dream alive. Elcot's performance was exceptional, but it was his sportsmanship following the match is what the sporting world will remember. At the end of a marathon match that lasted almost 3 hours, Elcot moved to his opponent's side of the net before the pair of exhausted players shared an emotional embrace. Vink, 18, was particularly overcome by this special moment. He was sharing with the man he'd idolised growing up. The pair hugged it out for several seconds, with Vink clutching at Elcot's back and the Aussie 30-year-old patting his opponent on the head. The live commentator for the Tokyo Paralympics host broadcast, shared around the world, said the moment had left her in tears. Great show of sportsmanship that is from both of them, she said. Huge amount of respect there. It's making me come to tears here. What a great, great show of sportsmanship. Elcot after the match revealed what he said to Vink as they hugged it out. He's half my age. What a little legend he is, said Elcot. I know he read my book growing up. I even sent him a birthday video for his 18th birthday. We're going to be mates. When I hugged him at the end, he was in tears. He couldn't let go, and I just said I was so proud of him, how well he played. I was just so proud of him. He went on to tell Channel 7, that was the best match I've ever been part of. It was so special. Elcot won through to the gold medal match, 6-4, 3-6, 6-4. Kiwi journalist Patrick Skeen described the embrace as the essence of sport. It's kind of dusty in here, he said. Incredible scenes of sportsmanship, emotion and respect in the Paralympics wheelchair tennis semi-final. The players shared an emotional embrace with young opponent and after a titanic battle back and forth. Channel 7's Luke McGrary also posted, so much class and sportsmanship from Dylan Elcot. What an Australian. We are so proud of him. Aussie sports commentating legend Brenton Speed also described it as one of the best stories the Olympic movement has seen this year. Top 10 sporting moment in Tokyo over the last 2 months, #beautiful. Through the roller coaster of emotions, Elcot remained grateful to the Paralympics movement. I just love what the Paralympics represent. It saved my life. It honestly did. Thank you, Dylan Elcot, for a magic carpet ride of excellence, class and mutual respect, the essence of sport. This morning, boys, we get to recognise those athletes, those players, those teammates from Term 3 who showed sportsmanship. Our Franciscan Awards have evolved to those players, to those teammates, to those athletes who not only perform well, but they also show a sense of dignity, humility, respect and peace. So I want to congratulate those boys today who receive awards, and I want to thank all the boys and all the coaches and all the staff and everyone that helped and made Term 3, which at times was difficult due to our COVID restrictions, a possibility. Before we do go on to the awards, I too, might be my last opportunity, I just want to thank the Year 12s, the graduating class 2021. Thank you very much for everything you've done over the years since Year 5. Those that met us in Year 7 and 8, you certainly have put in a lot of time and effort into the co-curricular program, and you certainly have left a legacy for the rest of us. So I wish you all the best over your remaining days here at school, but again, I want to thank you for the efforts that you've put into Padua's co-curricular program. Cheers. Our first awards will be our basketball awards for 2021, and I'd like to put your hands together, please, for Mr. Merritt, and if Mr. Elmore would like to come forward, present the awards.
2021 proved to be a highly successful season for basketball at Padua College. The season was shortened by 2 rounds in compliance with government-mandated lockdowns. Nonetheless, Padua College was able to achieve 3 premierships, including the 9A, 9C and 5A with an undefeated season. Further to this, a number of teams were able to finish the season in a respectable second place, including the 3rds, 11C, 9B and 9C. The mighty 4th, 8D and 7C teams were able to finish in 3rd place, meaning Padua had 10 teams finish the season in a podium position. The first basketball program, led by Mr. Honeywell, continued to grow from strength to strength, with the result of the season coming down to a grand final setting between Padua and Villanova College. Unfortunately, Villanova proved to be too strong and resulted in Padua finishing in a commendable 2nd place. Notable wins for the first included a narrow, nail-biting finish against St. Peter's, a tough away win against Morris Ashgrove, and a thrilling come-behind win against Iona. Without further ado, I'd like to present to Mr. Elmore the Franciscan Awards for 2021. Absent today, 5D, Cooper Linden, 5C, Ted Priebi, 5B, Lachlan Kerr. 5A, Lucas Matthews. 6D, Archie Morrow. 'Absent today for 6C, Ethan Ferguson. 6B, Caden Borello. 6A, Tom Russell. 7D, Henry Brewer. 7C, Josh Vickers. 7B, Patrick Van Doggen. 7A, Flynn Sheehan. 8D, Jack Mercer. 8C, Ollie Alka. 8B, Kyle Murphy. 8A, Cody Wallace. 9D, Hans Patherdon. 9C, CJ Norfield. 9B, Kevin Kingsmill. 9A, Nicholas Collins. 10D, Josh Kahn. 10C, Darcy Hoey. 10B, Ryan Benstead. 10A, Alex Finney. 11C, Alex Goldthorpe. 11B, Ryan Cook. 11A, Bryn Ballantyne. Yep. In his absence today, Jonathan Ryan. For the thirds, Jacob Bain. For the seconds, Hayden Lloyd. And now each year level's player of the year. For year 5, we have Joey Woods. For year 6, Ewan Jackman. For year 7, Archie Leiloata. Year 8, Thomas Mitchell. Year 9, Darby Breeden. Year 10, Sam Mansfield. Year 11, Malachi Hunter. Teams. Yep. Okay, and now we'd just like to present across the stage, then to hop down to front, our Premiership teams for 2021. Firstly, the 9Cs. Yep. Okay, if we could give the 9Cs a hand. Our second Premiership team, the 9As. And if we could give our 9As a clap. And our undefeated 5As, coached by current Year 11 students John Steinmetz and Aidan Hunter. Congratulations, 5As. Okay, and from our first basketball team this year, our Players Player trophy, Nicholas Casey. The Best Defensive Player, Elliot Pittman. And in his absence today, the most valuable player for Padua College for 2021, Jai Creed.
I'll just stay here, Mr. Elmore.
We're staying up, sir.
Might as well. Thank you, Mr. Merritt, and congratulations to all our basketball winners and also to our Premiership teams. Our next awards that we'll present, ask Miss Gaddies, who should come up, and we'll present our hockey awards for 2021. Please put your hands together for Miss Gaddies.
The 2021 Brisbane Boys Hockey Competition saw Padua once again compete against some top teams. A talented, enthusiastic squad of 13 players ranging from year 7 to 12 fought valiantly, each game displaying both individual and team skills. The team was coached by Mr. Penbroke each Wednesday afternoon, and we sincerely thank him for his coaching skills, passion for the game and enthusiasm for Padua hockey, which contributed to the growing strength of the sport here. Unfortunately, we narrowly missed out on a bronze medal, losing the final in a penalty shootout. However, the team walked away with their heads held high, knowing they gave it their all. Thank you to the players for your enthusiasm, support of each other, willingness to learn and develop new skills, ability to have a laugh, and the pride shown wearing the brown and gold. Congratulations to our graduating players, Anton Bujudi, Eden Taylor, Will Quinn, Ed Pembroke, Nathan Singh and Connor Smith. A special mention to Anton and Will, who have represented Padua hockey since year 7. Thanks to the Sports Department for your ongoing support with Padua hockey. We are super excited for the 2022 season, so if you're interested in hockey at Padua, watch this space. I'd now like to announce the award recipients for 2021 hockey. Franciscan Award, Eden Taylor. And best and fairest player, Anton Bujudi, who is absent today.
Both would. Thank you, Miss Gaddies, and again, congratulations to our hockey team again in 2021. Our next set of awards will be our Aic Tennis Awards. I'll ask Mr. Stour to come to the stage to announce those. Please put your hands together for Mr. Stour.
Thanks, Mr. Maguire. 2021 was a really enjoyable season for tennis here at Padua. We had really good numbers at training. I would really like to thank all the managers and the coaches of the teams this year, particularly Tennis Gear, who do a lot of our coaching for us, and Matt Webb, who coached the first this year and ran the program. So big thank you to all coaches and managers, and to all the boys who were at all the training sessions and enjoyed the season and did their best throughout. We will start with the Franciscan Sports Awards, the medals, and I'll call the boys through. For 5B, Nicholas Green. 5A, Lucas Scott. 6B, Cooper Grimer, not here. 6A, Bailey Parkin. 7B, Miller Gledhill. 7A, Jamie Tang. Do we have Jamie? Not here. 8B, William Moore. 8A, Aidan Lansky. 9B, Cameron Cosgrove. 9A, Cooper Hodge. 10B, Harry Pedersen. 10A, Derek Ederer. 11B, Thomas Francie. 11A, Lachlan McAvoy. Thirds, Anthony Caranese. And seconds, Alexander Zadravec. Not here. Okay, we put our hands together for our Franciscan Sports Awards and medals. The season always begins with our tennis championships. So these were conducted before the season began, and we had winners in both doubles tournaments and singles. So I'll announce the winners in each of the year levels. For year 5 and 6, singles runner-up was Jack Walsh. In year 5 and 6, the singles champion was Alex Huffles. Alex, you might stay there. The year 5 and 6 doubles runner-up was Alex Huffles and Andrew Carter. And the year 5-6 doubles champions were Christopher Coulter and Xavier Moore. We move on to years 7 to 9. The singles runner-up was Lucas Lazzarini. And in years 7 to 9, the singles champion was Finn McMaster. In years 10 to 12, the singles runner-up was Clement Lazzarini. In years 10 to 12, the singles champion was Zachary Riley. In 10 to 12, the doubles runner-up was Benjamin Magnus and James Mikalski. And in year 10 to 12, the doubles champions were Tan Honig and Zachary Riley. Okay, we put our hands together for our tennis championships award winners. And we move now to our players of the season. You guys can go back to your seats. Thank you. In year 5, Alexander Huffles. In year 6, Xavier Moore. Year 7, Lucas Lazzarini. Year 8, Michael Collins. Year 9, Finn McMaster. Year 10, Theo Lucas. In year 11, Tan Honig. Now the first 11, 2 trophies are given. There is a best team player, and a very deserving winner this year was our only year 12 student, who has played for Padua now for a number of years. And this year's winner of best team player is Ben Magnus. Well done, mate. And our most valuable player was this year's captain from Year 11. Only lost in a very, very close match, one match of singles all year. So you can see where he stands in the AIC in terms of tennis, with another year to come as well. And our winner, most valuable player this year is Zach Riley. Well done, mate. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, Mr. Stour, and congratulations to all our tennis award winners today. Moving on now to our 4th sport for Term 3, and that was Rugby League. Still in its infancy here at the AIC, but again, another great season. So I'd like to invite Mr. O'Brien to the microphone to present this year's award. So please put your hands together for Mr. O'Brien.
Thanks, Mr Maguire. The Open's 2021 season was very much a rollercoaster year, like most sport at Padua this year. Our confraternity preparation was highlighted by a 6-hour cert police session run by a Paduan old boy, Simon Taylor, and this day became the defining moment in our season. Unfortunately, the confraternity only lasted till the Tuesday morning when another lockdown came into effect. However, Term 3 rugby began and Round 1 was a bye for us. Then Round 2 and Round 3 were also lost to another lockdown. Round 4 saw a fantastic win away to Marist, 26-20. This was a team effort and an effort to be very proud of. The statistics would have you believe we couldn't win, but the boys found a way. A late Alex Smith try after a Mitch Rogers break confirmed the victory. Our next game, Round 5, was against St Edmunds. This also was a defining moment, as an Eddie's player was seriously injured on the day. Because the game didn't get to half-time, only 90 minutes were played, the game was called a draw. The best part of the day for us was the magnificent sportsmanship was displayed by the Padua boys, who were concerned about the injured St Eddie's boys, and also from us, we had 2 players that were seriously injured and were not able to play again for that season. That was Mitch Cowell and Tommy Studley. So again, it was a turning point for us. Our next round was Round 6, which was a massive challenge against the undefeated Iona at our home ground in Banyo. Padua raced to a 10-0 lead. We'd had a great week in preparation at training, and that came out in the field early. Then, due to some mistakes and some very good football from Iona put on 18 unanswered points. Usually, 18 unanswered points and down 18-10, a team won't find a way to get out of that sort of situation. But that typified the team that we had this year. Like the Marist game, they just found a way to win. I was very pleased for the boys. They felt good about themselves after it, and it was really an example of what we'd talked about all year, that usually in a game of football, you get what you deserve. And we got what we deserved that day by fighting right to the death. And I hope that's something they take with them for their football careers and their lives outside of here as well. Our last round was a victory 72-8 against Villanova, and our rollercoaster ride finished with us being undefeated AIC champions. I'd like to congratulate all the players involved, particularly the leadership group, Declan McGrath, Ryan Trimble, Dan Healy, Will McCulloch, Tom Studley and McLean Herman. You all represented your school with pride and you lived by our team motto, only if. To the staff, thank you so much for your selflessness in your approach to the team. To Mr Stour, Mr Mansfield and Mr Maguire for organising an old boys fundraiser in Term 4 last year, that acted as our main fundraiser for the season. To Mr Mansfield, Mr O'Shea and Mr Webb for managing the team in confraternity and Term 3 sport. Particularly the Friday afternoon barbecues were muchly appreciated. To Mr Parle, thanks for your occasional visits for a quick conditioning session. The boys particularly loved those. To Father John, your care and connection with the boys is amazing. And your game day prayers meant a lot as well. Thank you very much. To Scott Breen for your one-on-one coaching with the players and your understanding of Rugby League, thank you. And to Mr Humphreys, the assistant coach, thanks for being a great sounding board for preparation, training sessions and selections. Also our strategies. Your passion for league at Padua is outstanding. Finally, I'd like to thank Mr Elmore and Mr Maguire for your hard work and your support of Rugby League at the school. Thank you. I'll go into the awards now. Just starting with the Franciscan Sports Award. There was only one team in each year level, so in grade 5, Charlie Burton. Year 6, James Searle. Year 7, Nate Bodell. Year 8, Brooklyn Falafi. Well done, mate. Year 9, Eddie Goddard. Year 10, Will Stark. Good on you, mate. To the seconds, Will Purcell. Now for the Player of the Year. In Year 5, Liam Kennedy. Year 6, Caelan Breen. Year 7, Harlem Falafi. Year 8, Jarrett Chasling. Year 9, Tyrone Burr. Year 10 was a tie, Nick Hinchy and Aidan Rooney. And the seconds, Ethan Smith. There's no, we haven't had the announcement of the football awards, so for the first, those awards will be named a little bit later. To our Premiership teams, to our Year 8 Premiers. And our undefeated Premiers, the first 13.
Dan Boyd. Matt. See you, mate. See you, mate. Stop it. See you, Hinch.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien, and congratulations to our award winners in Rugby League this year and also our 2 Premiership teams. Just got one more award I'd like to present to one individual. It's from the House Athletics Carnival. On reflection of the results, it was more of an IT issue than anything else. We had a joint winner actually in our Year 9 track and field, and on the day we presented it as Tom Waters, but it was actually a joint award, Tom Waters and also Aic Bowl. So I'd like to put our hands together for Aic, recognition for that. Also, I just want a quick story about Aic from yesterday, and it relates a little bit to what I was talking about at the very beginning. The Year 8 and 9 AFL team, as hopefully a lot of you know, have made it through to the state finals, and they won their South East Queensland final yesterday to put them through to the Final 4. They beat Helensvale State High School yesterday, and they'll move on to those finals, not this weekend, but the weekend after up in Maroochydore. So it's a fantastic effort to be ranked in the top 4 in all of Queensland for AFL. But I suppose one of the things that we're real proud of yesterday is that we're only allowed to play 24 players. And we had 25 in the squad yesterday. So we made a bit of a decision that the team had to decide who was going to miss out. And before we even had to make that decision, Aic Bowl, I know, would have loved to have played in that game. He put his hand up and said, I'm happy to sit this one out so everyone else can play. So that's the sort of things that we look for in our sports program. So again, congratulations on that Athletics Award, but also That was a really great gesture yesterday too, Aic, so well done. Before we announce our AIC track and field team, I just would like to, just a couple of housekeeping things so we can finish with the AIC. It won't be long. As I just mentioned, the AFL team, Year 8 and 9, head off to the state finals, not this weekend, weekend after. Our first soccer team tonight playing the Yule Sport Cup semi-final over at Annerley at 5:45. Again, this is a South East Queensland competition where all schools, state schools, Catholic schools, AIC, GPS, TAS, and it's a knockout competition, and our football team have made it through to the final four and are playing their semi-final tonight, so we wish them all the very best. Also, there's been lots of questions about touch football and water polo. The AIC will be hosting gala days for these sports. Touch football will be on Saturday the 23rd of October at St Lawrence's. Does not include Year 12s. Water polo will be Sunday the 24th of October at Somerville House. Again, does not include the Year 12s. More information will be out about this over the next day or two, and we'll be having some training and trials next week to establish those teams for that weekend. One last thing, we're about to present and ask Mr. Lyon a moment to present our AIC track and field team. Big thank you to all the coaches, I know they'll be thanked shortly, to all the competitors, and we wish them all the best over the next 2 days. I can announce at this stage we will not be sending a spectators bus. We didn't have any volunteers, and I don't presume we will, so there won't be a spectators or supporters bus heading to the AIC Champs on Saturday. If you would dearly like to go to support your mates, then you need to come and see me in the sports office. I suppose one element of the track and field, and I know Mr. Lyon will probably touch on this, is over the last couple of days I probably have received more than 20 emails and phone calls from mostly mums and dads, not necessarily from the individual, saying that they're withdrawing from the track and field team to compete this weekend. I find that disappointing, and I'm not going to actually have that argument or fight. If that's the decision you've made, that you don't want to represent your college, some of you were actually age champions, so you're happy to take those accolades, but you don't want to challenge yourself against the best against AIC. And all that realistically does is let the team down, but most importantly lets your coaches down. And again, it's something that we're not about. We never have been. So those boys who have indicated over the last couple of days that they feel as though giving up their Saturday might be a little bit too difficult, and I know a couple of you do have some legitimate excuses, but I would suggest the majority of you don't. Think about your teammates, think about your school, think about the house you competed for, think about the award that you received, and think about your coaches. Ask Mr. Lyon to come to the lectern now to present the AIC team for 2021. Please put your hands together for Mr. Lyon.
Good morning all here and those watching online. My sport is your sport's punishment. This quote is commonly used to highlight the determination required to participate in sports such as track and field and cross country. My sport is your sport's punishment. What many individuals are not motivated to do, some Padua students to my right choose to do and enjoy it. Many of the individuals I'm about to present don't see training as detrimental. They see training as an opportunity to improve themselves. It is for this reason that I consider athletics to be my most favoured sport to coach. It is very pure. The results are real and raw. The stopwatch and tape measure are honest. Consistent hard work across the season results in improvement. If you have worked hard, the stopwatch and the tape measure will tell you that. Boys who attend regular training, not because they have to, but they choose to, are different. They are driven. It is this self-motivation that will see them succeed not only in their sporting pursuits, but also make them better students and better people. For the Year 10, 11 and 12 PE students in the crowd, you'll understand this. Intrinsic motivation trumps extrinsic motivation. It is on that note I would like to present the students who will represent Padua at this year's AIC Track and Field Championship. For Year 5, Matteo Betts, Brock Chater, Seb Betts, Benji Van Rooyen, Xavier Betts, Alessandro Frangiosa, Jet Draper, Bo McDonald, Will Dimmick, Kobe Levinson, Will Lushwitz, Jonah Curtis, Charlie Ellison, Boston Ketu, Owen Green, Hunter Roggenkamp, Zach Mells, Ted Hoskin, Mitch Steele, and Jasper Courtney. Can you put your hands together for Year 5 athletics team? Year 6, Kobe Bowe, Jack Julie, James Searle, Ned O'Regan, Bailey Parkin, Lucas Humphreys, Tom Russell, Jack Denovan, Sam Trenfield, Caelan Breen and Max Walsh. Please put your hands together for Year 6. Under 12, Will Crease, Steele Barry, Flynn Borman, Harlem Falafi, Steele Barry, Ruben Smith, Will Crease, Phoenix Jerkovic, Leo Harrington, Leon Lane, Tom Kelly, and Cameron Golan. Applause the under 12s, please. Under 13, Tom White, Lachlan Chater, Rory West, Cooper Roggenkamp, Charlie Parkin, Tom Levi, Harry Vera, Harry Lushwitz, Zan Spees, Ryan Out, Nate Smith, Casey Minnis, Carter Henderson, Patrick Van Doggen, and Marcus Tagani. Applause the under 13s. Under 14s, Scott Fulcher, Damon Humphreys, Noah Collins, Tom Waters, Jonah Garces, Tom Jimmy, Matt McKinless, Riley Waters, Jackson Hickey, Hayden Ware, Tom Mitchell, Jack Mercer, Will Tozer, Declan Smith, Kyan Yates, Lachlan Hanley, and Edwin Feather. Under 15s, Isaac Bowl, Lachlan Thomas, CJ Northfield, Jet Allen, Lucas O'Connell, James Tisdall, Ben Richards, Oliver Karoy, Isaiah Choi, Sam Mamalidi, and Jackson Walker. Applause to the under 15s. In the under 16s, Alex Finney, Lincoln Felsman, Tristan French, Mitch Rogers, Oscar Wienert, James Mason, Cooper Carswell, Ethan Richards, Luke Menace, Andrew DeJager, and Nick Hinchy for the under 16s. In the open age group, Lachlan Thompson, Will McCulloch, Jack Newitt, Damon Evans, Kobe Janis, Sam DeWard, Liam McKenzie, Max Johnson, Ethan Smith, and Denzel Choi. And I would like to, before your applause, congratulate Liam McKenzie, Sam DeWard, and Lachlan Thompson for being appointed the track and field captains for 2021. Before I hand it over to the captains for their words on the season and going into the weekend, I'm sure many students in the room have created a player in sports games like 2K, FIFA and Madden. I'm sure when you create that player, you make sure they have the best speed, acceleration, endurance and power, amongst other statistics. The students who attend track and field training on the regular don't just hope this is going to happen to them, they put the work in to make sure that these improve. Well done to the boys selected in the track and field season.
Good afternoon, Father John, Mr. Elmore, special guests, staff and students. Liam and I could not be prouder of the team we are leading into AIC this Friday and Saturday. After 7 weeks of training, I have no doubt the boys will show determination, strength, resilience and pride representing Padua. The time and effort you have put in will be reflected in your performance on the day, and I have no doubt you'll do Padua proud. I would like to recognise the younger grades especially, as your attendance and attitude towards training has been outstanding, and I know that all of your hard work will pay off. Thank you.
Thanks, Lockie. As Lockie said, we have had great training leading up to this team selection. The boys standing in front of me could not be here without amazing coaches and the sports department. They have put in countless hours planning sessions, managing loads, organising meets, running events and tracking down potential athletes to give us the best team possible to head into the AIC Champs tomorrow and Saturday. And for this, I say thank you. To the lads standing in front of me, congratulations on your selection in the team and thank you for your efforts so far. We know you will do us proud in the next 2 days. Make sure you get around your mates competing and wish them all the best of luck. Cheers, boys.
Thank you, Mr. Liner. Congratulations to our 3 captains. And again, I'm sure the whole school wish our track and field team all the best over the next 2 days. Just a message to the track and field team. At the conclusion of this, if you could meet us quickly just at the back in the bleachers. We just need to give you some information about tomorrow and hand out T-shirts. If your name was called out but you're sitting out in the crowd, can you two please come to the bleachers as well so we don't need to chase you this afternoon. Thanks for your time, guys. Really appreciate it. Have a good day.
This brings us to the end of this assembly. Before we extinguish our college candle, we have a couple announcements.
Okay, gentlemen, listen up very clearly and carefully about what is happening after we leave from here. To the boys on a Greccio campus who are listening and watching, you will remain on your campus, and when the bell goes at around 12:30, you will come back to the shade area where you will assemble and be given instructions for tabloid sports. For boys on a CC campus, this will be your chance from year 9 to 12 to go to the front for your sausage sizzle. There is plenty, and orderly lines will be expected or no one will be served. Year 8, you will be asked to stay behind, and you'll be asked to come and sit in this area here when the rest of the school leaves. That is year 8. Once you have eaten, you get changed for tabloid sports, and when the bell goes at around 12:30, I need you to listen to this. A CC boys move to the grandstand where you sit in your PC classes and house groups. Year 12, when the bell goes, you move immediately to your tabloid sports station so that you are ready and prepared when the teams come over to you at around 1:45. We will conclude the tabloid sports at around about 2:15, 2:30. There'll be some announcements, and then you will return to class in preparation for a 3 p.m. dismissal. I repeat, year 8 remain behind at the end of this assembly.
I will now invite college captains McLean and Declan to extinguish the candle. Okay, time to break and get ready for tabloid sports this arvo. Mr. Nicholson and his helpers have put a lot of work into preparing this event for us today. Enjoy the afternoon. A sausage sizzle is ready for the years 9 to 12 at the front of St. Francis Hall. Get changed and ready for an afternoon of light-hearted competition. Tonight, the FCIP Rock Band competes in a competition, the Battle of the Rock Bands. To conclude our assembly, let's hear them play one last time.
And our best wishes go to the FCIP. I might just ask you to pause for a moment, to sit up nice and straight for me, please. Thank you. I extend on your behalf, our best wishes to the FCIP Rock Band at the Battle of Bands tonight. Our best wishes go to them. I began today by asking you to stop on our day of celebration, and I'll wait till I get eyes this way. You've been very good today. But I ask you today on our day of celebration to stop and to pause and to think about, well, how has this just happened? And we've done that with Mass, and you're excellent during Mass. You're very good today during our sports assembly. I wanted to thank, as we've just had 2 gatherings here, our tech crew, the boys who do the sound and the lighting, and to Mr. Jackson, who've not only done an outstanding job today, who worked all day, but have done that every assembly that we've had. So let's put our hands together to thank that particular group. We had a number of boys get up and receive awards, and I know that Mr. Maguire thanked the many coaches and managers. But I also extend my thanks to the sports department who worked over the holidays. Many of them were doing gym and coaching sessions, but all the work that goes on behind the scenes so that we can celebrate sport here at Padua. I extend my thanks to Mr. Maguire and everyone involved in our very, very hard-working sports department. So let's put our hands together for them. And boys, we had boys well behaved out the front as the first barbecue crew, and a number of staff have cooked, and sausages, have given drinks out and given chips out as well. So we've had great gratitude there. And we've got our 5s to 9s to go through that process, and Mr. O'Brien has asked for orderly lines and gratitude to be displayed in that that period out the front, so we might remind you of that. But the final thing is I wanted to say is I began today by saying that this is our 3rd attempt at tabloid sports. We've had COVID and we've had cancellations, and this is our 3rd go. I know everyone loves it, but well before 6 o'clock this morning, Mr. Nicholson was out setting up. He's done a lot of work on both occasions to have it cancelled. He's been here again today, and I know he's had a team supporting him as well. But the way in which we go beyond and say, well, how did this happen? We think about that during our behaviour and our gratitude to be able to do that. You know, and all that we've been through over the last couple of years, to be at this point for our Year 12s and for everyone to be doing tabloid sports, let's make sure that it is, when we all walk out today, that was a great day at Padua. All right?